Hello, my yarn lovers, my fiber artists, my knitters, my crocheters, my crafty and creative people. This video is a yarn review. If you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for choosing to come back, hang out, spend a little bit of your day with me. And thank you for your patience while I briefly introduce myself to anybody who might be new to my channel. Hi. My name's May. I love yarn, I love to knit and crochet, and I also happen to have been born visually impaired and completely colorblind, so I knit and crochet by feel. And I'm also hoping there's no chocolate on my face because I was just eating a chocolate cookie. Yeah, anyways. And of course I can't see if there's chocolate on my face. But anyways, awkward, right? Today's video is a yarn review. The yarn we're reviewing is the Valley Yarns Haydenville DK. Now, Valley Yarns is, and if you're blind or visually impaired, and if you're sighted and you're new here, I do try to describe things for other people who are blind or visually impaired. Because I want to help make the internet accessible. So, I am holding up a skein of the Valley Yarns Haydenville DK in the color white. This yarn, Valley Yarns, if you don't know yet, they are the house brand of Webb's, America's Yarn Company. I happen to love Webb's. They have a great selection, variety of brands, great bulk discounts, great sales. So the Valley Yarns that I'm holding up is a 50-gram skein. It's 136 yards. This particular yarn is 60% superwash merino wool and 40% microfiber acrylic. It is machine wash I just lost my train of thought. Sorry about that. Lay flat to dry. If you don't know yet, I use a screen reader. That's how visually impaired people access the internet. And in my previous videos, you often hear my screen reader talking in the background, yapping and introducing stuff. So I've been wearing an earbud recently, so y'all don't hear it, but I still hear it. So it was just talking in my ear. So that's what distracted me. So if I seem distracted sometimes during my videos, it's because my screen reader's talking in my ear and I'm trying to save you all from having to hear all the announcements on my phone. And if you are a returning viewer and you used to hear those and you're not hearing them now, let me know what your thoughts are. Do you think it's better that I wear the earbud and then y'all don't hear the screen reader? Do you care if you hear it in the background or not? I would love to hear that from you. I found it rude, but at the same time, I don't know how disruptive it is to other people. So anyways, okay, back to the yarn, right? This is a DK weight yarn. What did I say? It's a machine wash, lay flat to dry. As a DK weight, I think they recommend, and I would recommend probably a 5 or a 6 knitting needle, so a 3.75 to a 4 millimeter, and probably the same range for your crochet hook. Probably anywhere between an F, E, or an F 3.75 to that 4.25 in G. You could probably even bump it up to a 5 milli if you wanted to do like a nice big drapey shawl. And of course, in my opinion, recommended needle and hook sizes are just that, recommendations. I love to play around with hook and needle sizes, right? So with this particular yarn, if you've been on my channel for a while, you know that's what I made Mr. Bear's sweater with, right? We got Mr. Bear right here, the co-host. He's hanging out with me. He's got on his beautiful, when we first started this channel, Mr. Bear was naked on YouTube. Yeah. He didn't like that. So we knew he needed a sweater, and we knew he needed one to match my hoodie, which I made in the Haydenville bulky. So anyways, we made him a cable cardie. It's got the nice little garter stitch band. It's got the cables down the front. It's got some ribbing on it. And so that's what his sweater is knit out of. I designed this sweater myself. We got some garter stitch at the top. It's a raglan top down. Designed it myself, knit it myself, and then I thought, you know what, if I want to make this is like a newborn size sweater. It's a little big on Mr. Bear, right? But it's kind of like a newborn size sweater. And I thought, well, if I ever want to make these as like a little set, then I should figure out how to make a hat. So then I use the same yarn, the Haydenville DK. His sweater is in blue. I don't know if I said that or not. If you're visually impaired or blind, his sweater is blue. I am colorblind, so I always like to know what color stuff is. His sweater's blue. It's a light blue. So then I started working on some little hats to go with it. These are some cable hats. I designed them myself. They're also in the blue. The top is not quite right on the first one that I did with the 3 cables. It's a little bit pointy. I made a second one with 4 cables. I do like it better. I didn't actually take any notes, so I do have to try to reconstruct these at some point. But I really like them. I like the sweater. I like the cable hats. And then I thought about making some shoes or some baby booties or something. Now, I did go ahead and knit up. These are seamless baby booties. I did not design the baby booties at all. These are a free, I cannot remember the name of the designer, but I will do my very best to link that up in the description below. But I can tell you I didn't design them. And they are a free pattern off of Ravelry. I think her name's like Mama Bryn or Mrs. Bryn or something like that. I'll look them up on Ravelry again. If you go on to Ravelry and you search seamless baby booties or seamless baby shoes for knitting, these are definitely one of the options you're going to come up with. There's like 4 different options. This is the cuffed, or no, this is the ribbed cuff option on her patterns, and she's got 4 options. She's got like a Mary Jane and a button option. This is just a plain old rib. These are knit up. And then I thought I should try working up the variety in the rolled cuff with the little eyelets in it for ties. So then I changed up the color. I did work these up in the white and put a little red velvet ribbon on there. So cute, right? These are so stinking cute. So we got a pair of those in the white. Those came from the same free pattern. And then I was like, wow, I really like this yarn. I'll be honest with you. There are some yarns that I really like the finished product, but they're not always fun to work with, right? Sometimes some yarns, especially some acrylics and some wools, can be a little scratchy on the hands. They can be a little rough on the hands when you're working with them. They can, like, some of them can, like, literally dry out your hand. At least that's been my experience. This is just my experience. When I do a yarn review, by the way, they are just my experience, okay? I want to share with people my experience, my thoughts. I want people to be able to see what the yarns look like. But, of course, I am just one person. I am by no means an expert, so I welcome your comments. If you've worked with this yarn, the Haydenville DK, please feel free to share your thoughts and share your experiences in the comments. I don't mind if your thoughts and experiences are different than mine. Just stay respectful of myself and others who you're interacting with in the comment section. And by the way, these yarn reviews are not sponsored. Like, Webs didn't ask me to make this video. They didn't send me free yarn to make this video. They don't even know that I'm making it, okay? I'm just making it to let you see the yarn. And see it worked up and hear my thoughts on it. So I thought, you know, I like it. It was not scratchy. The wool wasn't scratchy. The acrylic wasn't scratchy. It's very soft on your hands when you work with it. And it's also soft when you work it up. Your finished object is soft on the hands. It's very soft. It's very squishy. It's very snuggly. So no complaints there at all. So then I thought, well, if I do want to do a yarn review, I need to crochet with it, right? I feel like that's really important because I do knit and crochet. So I went on to Yarn Inspirations. I was going to do a baby hat to go with the little baby socks, and I found this adorable little baby hat pattern. But, you know, I think their yarn, I believe they made theirs in the Bernat Softy Baby, right? It was one of the Yarn Inspirations brands. And I do think that this particular yarn, even though it's a DK, is possibly thicker than the Bernat, maybe, I'm not sure. It's a pretty nice size DK, if you ask me. There it is on the skein. You can see that up against my hand. I think it's a nice sized DK, So it might be a little bit thicker than the yarn that this particular pattern was designed for. So the hat, I think it'd be like a toddler size hat, and it was really way, in my opinion, it was too big for a toddler. And I thought, you know what? If I just do one more round, it's going to fit me. And it does. So I just did one more round, and the hat just fits me just fine. It's adorable. I like it. Got these little baubles on the front. It's cute, but again, I did not design it. I want to make sure I don't take credit for somebody else's work here. And I just did that by doing one more round. So, and then I also went on to the YouTubes and thought I should do another crochet project with it. This is an adorable little baby bonnet design. I think her YouTube channel is called Blue Lemon. She is has a sweet little British accent. The woman who designs these, very sweet little lady who does these videos. Now again, it could be a yarn difference. I did use the hook. I think I used a 4.25, which she said the 4.25 hook would give you a size, I think, for like a 1-year-old. In my opinion, I think it was a yarn difference, or maybe it's a gauge difference. I'm not sure. But in my opinion, the baby bonnet did turn out good. Like, I like it. I think it's a really cute pattern. I think her design is great. The yarn, again, super, super soft. Really makes a nice baby project. But in my opinion, this is too small for a 1-year-old. I don't even know if it would fit a newborn. I think my bonnet might fit a preemie. It might be better to be a doll bonnet. I mean, my bonnet just seems, right, it's like way too small for Mr. Bear. So, you know, I just think that either, because it's either gauge mismatch or yarn mismatch or something. And I'm pretty sure that tutorial said DK weight yarn. But anyways, nonetheless, though, I made it so I could work with the yarn some more. I just wanted to crochet with the yarn some more. So, I really enjoyed crocheting with the yarn. Excuse me. And then I thought, you know what? Maybe I should design a scrunchie. So I got a little hair rubber band thing and designed a crochet scrunchie here, working on that because I really had no problems crocheting with the yarn. And I was kind of surprised because it's calming. You'll see in my yarn review videos that I will say it knits up beautifully, but I did have issues with splitting when I crochet, and I'll be the first to tell you my issues with splitting with crochet could be that I'm much newer to crochet. It could be that I'm visually impaired, so I, really manipulate my yarn more, touch it probably more than other people do. And it could be my hooks. I'm just using aluminum boy hooks, nothing fancy. I like my aluminum boy hooks, they're great, but they are not anything fancy. But I had zero issues with splitting. I knit with this yarn. I knit beautiful cables. Okay, in my opinion, this yarn is very soft to work with. It's soft when you knit it up. It's soft when you crochet with it. Your finished objects are very soft. And it's fun to work with. I had no issues with knitting with it whatsoever. When I crocheted with it, I went ahead and did the third object because I was kind of surprised. I thought, oh, I'm surprised. I did these two, the hat and the baby bonnet. I did the ties on the bonnet. No issues with splitting. At all. And it's kind of a soft, fuzzy yarn, so I was kind of surprised. I was thinking, like, I was surprised because I've had issues with splitting with other yarns, but they tend to be cotton yarns, and cotton can be more splitty. But this yarn, even as a new visually impaired crocheter, I had no problems with splitting with this yarn. Even on the hair tie, none of it. I was shocked and pleasantly surprised. This is not, at least for me, this was not a splitty yarn. So all around, the experience was really pleasant. This little hat, it does have one knot in it. Unfortunately, it really shows up on the hat. Now, some people say you are supposed to cut it. Yarn companies, right? The yarn breaks and they just have to retie it in. So, it's not great. We're never happy when we get a knot in our yarn. But at the same time, we do right? We kind of expect it to happen every now and then. So I'm going to do what I can to tuck this little knot and hopefully get it in on the inside of the hat, and hopefully it won't really show up. So there was one knot that ended up being very visible in my little crochet hat, but most people say who are in the yarn business and the manufacturing say that one knot, even up to 2 knots per skein, is acceptable. So this was the only knot that I got in all of this work. So we're going to tuck it in on the inside of the hat and hopefully it won't show up. So it knits beautifully. I like it. I think it has really great stitch definition, right? I mean, look at these cables on these knitted hats, these little baby hats, these 4. This is the one with the 4 cables. Look at those cables, and look at the cables on Mr. Bear's sweater. These cables pop. I mean, they do. The cable work just shows up beautifully. You can see all the detail. The cables really pop on the yarn. So because it is machine washable, because it's so soft, I think it is a really good yarn for baby projects, right? I think it is. I think you can get a nice soft baby project with it. I think you could do baby blankets with it, but again, it is lay flat to dry, so that'll be up to you. If you don't mind hanging up or laying your baby blankets to dry, I think that's fine. Baby blankets aren't that big. I don't even use my dryer here. We hang up everything. So the lay flat to dry doesn't bother me, but I do know some moms are just like, they want easy care. They don't want to have to think about it. They're sleep deprived, they're tired, many are working, and they don't want to put a whole lot of thought into the laundry, right? So they like everything to go in the dryer. So there is that. I don't mind it. It doesn't bother me. And of course, if it's like a toddler blanket, sometimes toddlers and babies can be messy. They might need frequent washing. And sometimes toddlers want their blankets immediately. I don't like to wait for things to dry. But I do think you could make some nice baby blankets with it, baby garments with it. Now, the one thing I'm sure, this is like my big and really only complaint. This is my complaint about this yarn. As you can see, I made Mr. Bear's sweater less than 6 months ago, and it is already pilling quite a bit, right? I mean, it's Mr. Bear, right? It's not like he's doing anything crazy in his sweater. He's here with me, hanging out in the stitching station, right? Hanging out here. He's not doing anything super wild, he hasn't had his sweater laundered because he's not messy. I mean, yes, he hangs out with me and I do spill stuff, but thankfully I haven't spilled anything on Mr. Bear or his sweater. So it has not even been through the wash yet, and it hasn't gotten super dirty, and it is pilling. The yarn pills. So I don't know what your thoughts are about pilliness on yarn. If anybody has any tips on how to reduce that, any tools. So that would be the one thing. If you make garments or blankets and you want them to last a long time and really keep that nice look to them, this, it may or may not be the yarn for you. But, so the sweater is definitely pilling. The hats are not pilling yet, but they were made a few months afterwards. And, Mr. Bear's not wearing his hat really. It's springtime, he's warm enough. Summertime now, he doesn't need his hat. So these have been tucked away with my little, baby stuff to donate and all that kind of stuff. So far, this stuff, the socks, none of that stuff is pilling yet, but it really hasn't, it's been put away. So that would be the one thing where, and I don't know that that's going to show up in the crochet. Honestly, I don't know how pilliness shows up in crochet versus knitting. To me, it is pretty, it's pretty visible in a knitted garment, especially in stockinette, right? When you've got that. So that might bother some people quite a bit. Some people might think, you know what, I don't want to put all the work into a hand knit or crocheted garment and then have it, look in less than a year. It looks, it's already kind of getting that worn look to it. So that's the one downside of the yarn. That's my only complaint about this yarn. The only reason people might be hesitant to work with it is, you know, how much time do you want to put into a project to have it wear that quickly. But it's a very affordable yarn, and it is very, very soft. So, you know, I'm not saying I won't keep buying it because I do like Valley yarns, but at the same time, I'll probably see, you know, probably check out some of their other yarns and see what the finished products look like, see if they're not quite so appealing. So anyways, as I said, I welcome your thoughts in this video. And if you've worked with the yarn, let me know what your experience is. Do you find it soft? Do you find it easy to work with, like I did? I like everything about the making process, right? With knitting and crochet, there's like process, and then there's like, okay, finished product, right? And so, uh, in the process of the making, I enjoy this yarn thoroughly. I do. And I like my finished objects. I am just a little bit sad to see how quickly it pills. So let me know if you worked with it. Let me know if you're making gifts for kids, grandkids. Let me know your solutions for pilling. Let me know, maybe it's just me, maybe it's my yarn. Like I said, not having the issue with the white so far. Who knows? Maybe it's a batch issue with the blue that I have. I don't know. I'm open to thoughts. I'm open to suggestions. And let me know, do you enjoy these videos? Do you like to hear about my experiences with yarn? You know, anyways, my friends, I think I'm going to end the yarn review and the video here. But you know what I like to say, creativity is for everybody. Whether you see or you see like me, which is not in color, not in the day, or you don't see at all. Creativity is for you. And whether it's knitting or crocheting or sewing or quilting or beading or sculpting or weaving or painting or whatever it is that you do, today is a great day to craft and create. Until next time, my friends, thanks for listening and happy stitching. Bye bye for now.